Hi everybody, this is Dale. Welcome to my channel, Not Too Shabby Chic. I want to first say hello to all the new subbies. Hi, and welcome aboard. And I want to say a special thank you and hello to all my old subbies. Not old in years, but you've been with me for a long time, some since the beginning, and I want you guys all, new and old, to know how much I appreciate you all and the support you show me on a daily basis. And I couldn't do it without you because I would have no reason to have a channel. So I appreciate you all. Now, without further ado, this is my design team project for Happiness in Crafting, Gi Kerr, and I used her vintage collage collection as the design kit, her digital kit. I will link that below in the description box to her Etsy store, and her Facebook group I'll also link below, and her YouTube channel I will link below. She's got all three. Gi is an amazing artist. She has the best tutorials. She does practical things that don't take a long time for you to learn how to do yourself. So I just love her tutorials, and I've used some of her methods for her origami type things in this journal, as well as using the kit. So let's talk about this and get going. This is again using the Vintage Collage Collection by Gi Kerr. So I chose to do a cloth binding. I have a file folder that's double backed with upholstery fabric, this beautiful embroidered looking lace that I got at Goodwill, and it was the bottom portion of a curtain, and it is just fabulous. So I got that. This beautiful trim was the bottom half of a different curtain that I also got, and if I had gotten this at the fabric store or at Joann's or Hobby Lobby, I would have paid a fortune. And I got the curtain for $2 and this curtain for $2. This beautiful trim here I got from a dress that I cut up that I got from Goodwill. This journal has a 5-hole pamphlet stitch. I covered the lace again here to hide the stitching. It's got 2 signatures, and this applique is not part of the dress. It's a separate applique, as is this I got from Dust Fairies, Sophia, and this was part of the dress here that I cut up, and it has gold sparkle in the tulle. It's a real soft tulle that I used to tie the closure. So that is, and I just didn't think I needed to do anything else to the cover because this is just beautiful. And it looks prettier in person than it does. So let's untie it and look inside. So basically, I used this for the closure and just looped it through the holes and glued over. So we start out, and it's a chunky monkey. As you know, if you watch my channel, you know that I have not yet learned restraint, as old as I am, and I'm getting a little better. This was such a fun kit to work with, and I used, I believe, pretty much the whole kit. I printed out several copies of some things that I will include in an envelope I will send with the kit, of the things I printed that were extras that I didn't use, that you will get with this in case you want to add it anywhere for yourself. Here is, this was a shirt that I cut up. This is vintage lace. This is part of the kit. This little rose, and I added stickles to some of the pages. You can see this shiny. They're just beautiful. Here is a vintage playing card that has tulips, which I thought went well. This is something I've had in my stash. I got in Happy Mail a long time ago and have never used it, and loved it with this kit. And it says this book belongs to, which is done in kind of mauve. And then there's also journaling space. Then I have this that I got from someone. This was off of a dress, and I added it here. And you just untie this silk ribbon, and you have journaling papers. You can journal on the back. They're pretty on the front. You could put a picture on the front, whatever you'd like to do. These are just, you know, scrapbook papers that I put together, or got someone put together, and I decided it was beautiful for this, and I used the address. On the back, this says flower, and there are 2 tiny tags that you can journal on, or tuck something else into, or put a small picture. You know what to do with them. This is just a pocket, the lace, and I backed it with a file folder, and this is vintage lace. And this is ribbon that I got that I aged with ink. Don't believe it's vintage. I think, or it might be. I can't honestly recall, but I know this is vintage lace. Cheesecloth here. This is one of the pages of the kit. And it says Dream and has a beautiful butterfly. I added some washi tape. And this was some trim off of a shawl that I found. That it was really pretty there, and just some little dangles on the page. And this is the vintage lace, the stickles. It says Dream. On this page next, we have a bag that I folded the bottom up to make a little pocket. I have a book of sayings. These are vintage buttons and some laces. No bird soars too high if he soars with his own wings, by William Blake. I thought that went really well because this kit has a lot of birds and flowers in it. And I have these small tags, and that is fussy cut from the kit, that little rose on some cheesecloth. This is a coffee dyed tag. This is a little set of cards I got, and it's about taking and tea, taking and preparation. There's a bird on it, so that's why I wanted to include it. And on the inside, it talks about how to make tea, water, milk, or lemon, kinds of tea. I aged it some, and I've had a bunch of these, so I wanted to start using them. This is from the kit, and then I collaged and fussy cut this out, this image out, and glued on top, and glued the word birds that was from the kit. She had a lot of words, and I used some. This is like a chipboard button that I sewed here. Then you have this beautiful card that I got in Happy Mail from someone, and bad girl, I don't remember who. Butterflies, birds, and flowers, and that's what's in the journal. And I inked it. Everything's been inked. The pages, the ephemera, and then I stitched around most of the ephemera. That doesn't go there, that goes here. There are a few things, for instance, this card that I did not stitch around, or that. But other than that, I did, and I didn't know the little bitty ones. This is a tag from the kit. Isn't it beautiful? I love her birds. And I used a piece of torn paper I had printed out from the kit and made it a tag. And you can see it's got stitching, and I inked all around. So that's a journal tag. You have to kind of wiggle. Hold your mouth right and it'll work. This is a piece of some type of handmade paper. I'm not sure if you call this mulberry paper, but it's green. And I got this from Hopeful Bird. Life is like a cup of tea, hence the tea thing here. It's all in how you make it. And then I fussy cut some of these little flowers, and this is a paper ruffle here with a little piece of washi tape. This is the back side, and I just stenciled with some mauve chalk ink stenciling with some brown. This is a fussy cut out of the kit too, the bird with the little roses. And I added stickles, and it says romance, because this book's kind of about romance, love, and nature, I guess. This is a vintage piece I got a long time ago in my stash, and I just thought this was adorable. This is off of a dress. that I cut up. It was the most hideous dress you've ever seen. But these flowers are beautiful, so something good came from it. Vintage lace. Put some stickles on her, but look, half of her's missing. But you can journal on the back of her. This is a page from the kit. Beautiful with the flowers. And I put some stickles on there, some washi tape. And that's just a little tuck spot right there. I just love that. It's one of my favorite pages and tucks. This is just the other side where I stenciled using one of Gi's backing pages. It's kind of plain with the green tones. And I used a stencil there and one of my fabric clusters with a vintage button and some washi. This is an Edith Holden page with some washi. A little dangle that says Believe with a little bling. And this is the other side of the Edith Holden page. Stenciling I did on a blank coffee dyed page with some washi tape. This is a fabric ruffle. This is the other side of the coffee dyed paper with washi. This is from the kit. I made the little belly. She's got these little things. I made it as a belly band with the eyelets. And then this is one of Gi's tutorials that she shows you how to make these hearts. So I made the heart and it just flips open like that. And I grunged it up, of course. And this page has lines on the back so you can write in it and it just folds right back up. And you just stick it right back in there. And I just love that technique. And Gi's tutorial will be on her channel that I'll I'll link in the description box below. I don't know if I'll be able to link all of the tutorials of the things I've used here, but I will do a link to one of them so you can get to her channel because she's got a lot of good ones. This is from the kit. Beautiful butterfly. I added some stickles. There's washi tape. There's the word love. These stickles. These are vintage buttons. Vintage lace in the behind it. This is some fabric that I made her fabric ruffle. This page is a 3-part pocket. Put that in the wrong page. So first, it says Dream. This is some fabric I cut up from a dress. And this was a blouse, and I love that. And this is from India, from Sophia. This I had in my stash. Opens up for some journaling space. This is from the kit, and I stitched around it the roses, little letters. Isn't that beautiful? Gi's kits are just, this is just gorgeous. A little door or window. Love that. And I was thinking of Dream. You can go through that window. It's up to you. You can keep your dream closed in and never share it and it'll never go anywhere. Or you can choose to dream and open the window and go out and share your dream and live your dream. It's our choice. So that's kind of why I put those together. This is some vintage lace, and this is from the kit, one of the large tags, a beautiful little bird. I don't know my birds, but he's so cute for journaling. Put that back there. And then this is from the kit. It's a journaling card. You got the vase with the roses and some columns, shelves, and collaging. It's just beautiful. And of course I sewed and inked those pages. And this is on a background page that Gi did, but you can't really see it. And then I also used some burlap trim with the gold in it there. So that is this page. So you get lots of tuck spots for journaling. There's not a lot of actual journaling space, but lots of tucks and little places to journal. This is an envelope that I stencil. Here's some more of that burlap trim with the gold. This is in the kit. It says Love, one of her little dingly danglies that she hangs down. I put a little tiny brad, and I had these little flat banners, and I just thought it was cute that they moved. This is from Gi's kit. Isn't that rose gorgeous? So pretty. And there's some seam binding. Stitching on the back. You flip this over, and this side has a napkin that was decoupaged on. It's got a bird, some flowers, some washi tape. There's a vintage rose playing card. This I've had in my stash and decided to share it. A true friend is someone who wishes for us, reaches for our hand, and touches our hearts. Is that not what a true friend is? And so many of you have become those types of friends for me. This is the page tag, you saw from the other side. I'm going to try to go faster because I take too long on my videos, and I know y'all's attention span is about as long as a gnat. So I'm going to try to speed up. So please watch it all. So I'll have a surprise at the end. This is from the kit, a beautiful bird. And it's on some gold sparkly coffee dyed paper I got from Jovi. And this is from the kit. Note it says love to journal on. This is another vintage playing card with butterflies. This is a paper ruffle, and this says choose happy. It's a little Tim Holtz thing on a ball pen. This is another part of that dress. Isn't that cute? A 3D look. I did some stenciling there on coffee dyed paper. This is from the kit. This page from the kit looks like this, but she also has a tag like it, so I just stitched the tag down and did some stickles so that it was like a hidden pocket. Isn't that pretty? And then I used these tags. This was just a piece of background paper, and I fussy cut a piece out and put it in the middle just for a journaling card. This is one of her journaling cards. All of these are so pretty. You can resize and fussy cut and just let your imagination go wild. These are some trims that I got in Happy Mail, and I put some mauve ink. This I had in my stash from just some scrapbook paper. This was scrapbook paper, but I thought it went nice. A little tag with a piece of fabric. Another couple of vintage playing cards. They're both 2s. These were plain background pages. They're kind of a greenish color, and I stenciled with mauve and a green chalk finish ink. See that? And in the middle, I put this little tiny envelope. It just glued down. It's a fake envelope. It says love, like, there might be a love letter in here. And this one says love on this side and romance on that side. I just took 2 of her word things and resized them and glued them down. Then this is a vintage doily, and I inked over it some vintage trim, vintage buttons. This I got at Hobby Lobby, but I inked over it with mauve ink. Another beautiful page from the kit. And I stickled around the rose. Did some washi tape. This was a shirt. And I thought, oh, how cute. And I added that trim and the bow. And after I looked at it, doesn't that look like a pair of underwear? That's all I see. And I thought, well, I can't change it now because I didn't notice it till I finished. So maybe you don't see that and just forget I said it. But this was from a shirt, not a pair of underwear. A beautiful little journaling card. I think I sized that down. And these little tags I sized down to make some little minis. And, of course, they're inked and sewn. I stenciled this page and put the vine trim, and there's one of my fabric clusters with a vintage button. This is a dangle that says Faith. And then this page is a fabric flip. It's kind of like lace. These are all vintage buttons at the top. I get this at Hobby Lobby. This is vintage lace. This is from a blouse. This is Hobby Lobby. This is a vintage piece of linen, and then I stenciled this image and did cardboard for lines on this page for writing. Here's the other side of that envelope, the magnolia. This is a real vintage congratulation card. It's embossed, so pretty, raised. You can feel the texture with the 4-leaf clovers. And the date has been torn off somehow. It said 1 cent stamp, but it's back when you just wrote their name, the city and state. You didn't need the address or the zip code or anything. So, and whenever there were 1 cent stamps. And it's with love to all, Mama. So Mama was writing to her dear ones, and you can read it when you get it, but it's a kind of how they wrote back then. I've got several of those, and I thought I would include that for whoever gets this journal. And I will be listing this in my Etsy shop. If anyone is interested, before I get it listed, you can private message me and let me know. Otherwise, I'll list it in my Etsy store. This was a piece of a Tim Holtz 56 on some vintage lace. This is a window envelope I got from Studio MAB, my friend Melissa Barnes. And I used Gi's sweet little tag, and I had paper cut punched this flower out of a paper pack that I had, and it went beautifully with this. I just sewed it on for a tab, and I did some little stenciling there, and it just fits right down as you in here so that you can see the little birdie and the flower sticking up. And I just thought that was really cute. There. This is an altered paper clip that I've had in my stash for a long time. This is a postcard that I got from my sister from one of her customers who gave her a whole lot of them. This is a black-capped chickadee. I thought it was the cutest little bird and reminded me of some of the birds in the journal, stitched around and inked on the back. It was an actual greeting card, not a postcard. And this was one of Gi's background papers. And I used a cloth ruffle. You can see the faded look of that image in the background text, so you can still write on this page. This is another page from the kit. I love the grandfather clock, and I added stickles to it and made it the same as the other. This was the way the page looked. This is off just a hair. There's the clock behind there, and I just used the tag as a tuck spot. This is just a coffee dyed index card, and this is from the kit with the little clock and the butterfly, and you can journal on the back. This is just a coffee dyed piece of paper that I stenciled, added some washi tape, piece of fabric. This is part of the fabric that's on the front from the dress. This is a very old vintage button I've been hoarding and decided I'd quit hoarding it, and I left even the old thread in there, and it is one of my favorite buttons ever. Very old. I fussy cut one of the butterflies from the kit page out and glued it down here, and you just have the washi tape. Here's another Edith Holden page with a cloth ruffle at the bottom. Here on this side as well. This is one of her background pages, and I had this in my stash from someone that we did a swap, and I can't remember who it was that gave me this, but it's made from a magazine page. I did this word cluster, and I have a tutorial on my channel that shows you how to make them. Secret with myself. And you see that? You can take little phrases and make them say what you want to. So I just layered that. This is some trim I had in my stash. You open this, flowered bush roses, so it goes perfectly with this kit because there's so many roses in the kit. And there's a couple of magazine journaling cards that came with it. And thank you whoever gave me this that I can't remember. I'm sorry, I'm bad about that. But she gave me, the person that gave me this gave me some beautiful things. And I have a Tim Holtz vellum card. This is just a little card that I stenciled and stitched and put some washi tape on for journaling. Fabric ruffle. Here's from the kit. Beautiful vase. I added stickles. And this again was the way, this is on the page, you can see here. And I just did a small tag and made it a tuck. It's a pretty bird with the envelope. This is just wallpaper I stitched and made a journaling space. You can decorate it with some of the ephemera that I'll be adding from the kit. This is a piece of vintage library card I've had forever and backed it with coffee dyed paper. Had it in my stash and decided I finally would use it. This is some more of that mulberry paper with one of my fabric flips. Fabric clusters with the vintage button. And I did the black doily here. And then the dangle is the same as that trim you saw earlier. A little piece of that. And then on the back side is another fabrics cluster with blacks and browns. This is a vintage doily, vintage button. This is one of the background pages. You can see that, really cute. I got this at AC Moore a long time ago. This is a vintage library index card, the Dewey Decimal System, about a romance of real life in one act, a minor drama. And I thought it went well because it was talking of romance. This is just a tag that I layered with some vintage laces and some gilding paste I did on some fabric, vintage buttons and lace, and stitched it. And you can see all the stitching on the back. I just thought it was fun to do, something a little different. My books are also very eclectic. So those of you who are new to my channel, if you didn't know that, you'll know by the time we're done. I try to keep sort of a theme, but I just do things. This is from The Hopeful Bird. It says, "A fierce love cradles your soul." And I love these little coffee dyed cards with typing on them I get from them. These are vintage buttons and vintage snaps that I used over some lace and burlap. This is from the kit. Same idea as the others, where I added the flower where a picture would go. There's the window that I talked about earlier. This is some lace I've had in my stash that is so pretty, and it says love, and I hoard it. I barely use it. That's a vintage button, and of course I did the stickles, and I just made that side a tuck spot, and I have this coffee dyed tag. This is from the kit, another little wincy, a resized journaling card, and that's just some fibers. This is from the kit, and cute. There's that little bird again. I just added some stickles and the word vintage on some cheesecloth. This is a piece of vintage lace I had in my stash that I inked green, and this is a Tim Holtz picture, I believe, and I had an old Polaroid picture that was faded. So I just stitched them around it and cut off the excess so that it looked, well, on the back it looks like a Polaroid picture. Plus he cut this out and put that there for a tuck spot. This I adore. This is, G had a tutorial on how to fold and make these dresses, and I sat one day and made up probably 15 of them. I've got eensy weensy ones for paper clips. I use them for tuck spots. This dress is pink, so it's got, this already had the sparkles on it. I used a vintage heart button that came off of a button card with some vintage lace. It says Imagine, and this is the background paper in G's kit. Then you just pull that out, and it says All Things Are Possible. That's from Hopeful Bird. This is from my friend Kathy Leatherman. She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. Proverbs 31:25. And then it's just got a postal French thing on the back. I thought she is clothed with strength and dignity, and these are clothes, was perfect for this. And I love that I can use these dresses as little tuck spots. This is part of this is a music page. Rose from Hobby Lobby and the vintage doily. This is just a sparkle dangle bead that I did. And this song is A Bird in a Gilded Cage. I love that because there's lots of bird images in here. So Bird in a Gilded Cage song I thought went really well with this theme. This is some little trim I got a long time ago, and it was there as well. Edith Holden page, and I just did a cluster with a big vintage button. Another Edith Holden page with a Tim Holtz flower. Here is a coffee dyed page. No extra charge for the cutout pieces. Sorry about that. You can see my head in the middle. I used the Tim Holtz die that has the little spots, and I used the word Inspire from G's kit. So I have a tutorial on my channel about how to use these claim checks or layaway cards to make a little mini journal. And you just open it up, and you have mulberry paper is what I used in the middle for journaling space, and I did lace in the creases. Isn't that cute? And you just fold it back up. This comes around, tie it up, and then you've got a little mini journal that's easy peasy. And if you don't have a claim check or a layaway check, you could just use like a tag, that shape, and make one that way. But this was fun. Then this was from the kit. Pretty vase for journaling spot. This is a journaling card from the kit with a pretty bird. This is from the kit with the butterfly. All of these are so pretty. I just like ooh and ah over them. This is a tag just from some scrapbook paper, and I added the pink eyelash trim. And we'll put the little book right back there. So there's that. And this is some trim I had in my stash that I inked. This is an image I got from a friend. It was a copyright free image. I added some stickles for sparkle in one of my fabric clusters with a button. Love is all around, the little boy and little girl. I just love that picture. And beside it is G's page that says love with the rose. So I did a shadow. Isn't that gorgeous? And I just thought it went cute together. In here I have used my technique where I do gesso, oxide distress ink, and gilding paste, and I layer that over a napkin, this decoupage on here, and then I added a sticker and the word rose from their kit. And this was an old tobacco claim check or a tobacco tag I got from V Wills. It was so sweet of her, and this is one of the last ones I have left, and this is vintage, very old. And then a piece of gold ribbon. This is from the kit, a beautiful bird tag, and I didn't punch a hole or anything in him. I just wanted to, and I'll leave the threads. You can cut them off if you don't like them. Here's another postcard from my stash from my sister, and I love this. This looks like it's fabric, but it's not. That is a Victoria, it's at the Victoria and Albert Museum, and it is actually carved from lime wood, imitating Venetian needlepoint. Can you believe that? It's carved from lime wood. Anyway, I thought that was neat. And then here's a stiff sort of guest check that you can decorate yourself. I just left it plain, which is very hard for me to do, so I've got it hidden in the back so I won't look at it and forget about it, so I won't try to decorate it. So you got several pieces in there. And then this is an altered paper clip that I got from Sherry Schmear. I added 3 vintage buttons on this side. I did this from Gi Kerr. She has a tutorial on how to make, I think it was G, make these little pockets. And I may have changed it up a little bit, but anyway, here's one of those. And I've got a little tiny bingo card. Well, I had it like that. This little black chalk paint, and I've got 2 of the words from her kit, Inspire and Romance, that I made tinier with cheesecloth lace. And then this came out of a sticker pack that I had. It says love, and you can write on that. This is off of a dress, and this is a pretty jewelry dangle that I had off of an vintage ear, or an old earring that I added there. Here is another page from the kit. This is like the background paper. I added the Shabby rose with the dangle, and this is the other altered paper clip from Sherry Schmear that she made. We had a swap. I folded this page over and made just a little tuck spot, and used this card from G's kit and just tuck it in. And I have the altered paper clip there mostly to keep it from moving or falling out. So that's mainly why that's there. I have this paper bag that has old advertisements. It's not vintage but looks vintage. This is out of a book, Plant Something and Watch It Grow. A tree, a flower, an idea, hope, love, an investment. Nurture it, watch it develop, and enjoy it with pride. I love that saying. And then inside the bag we have a card from the kit, Collage, and this collage from the kit, journaling cards. They're pretty, pretty, pretty. This kit is just fabulous. All of Gi's kits are awesome. This is an image from my friend, a copyright-free image. It's very faded and old looking. I added a little bit of stickles, and it's the way I wanted it to look, stitched around it. This is from Gi, to her tutorial on the concertina hearts. I've got stickles just kind of stuck here and there. This is some trim. This is from Hopeful Bird, Sing Praises into the Storm. That's what you need to do, people. And this heart paper clip came from MJ Ray's My Paper Journey, and I've just got that there to hold the heart down. So I glued it down, so you just do like that to write on it, and fold it back up and slide that back on to hold it in place. Isn't that cute? And this is just graph paper. And then on the other side I have this little envelope. I got this from MJ too, pretty butterfly applique, and I did another concertina heart from Gi Kerr. This is a free floating one that you can open up and journal on and tuck it back, or you can glue it down to a page, or do whatever you want with it. I'm not your mama, so you feel free to do whatever you want. I'm not even gonna worry about that either. I think that's why that's also clipped on that side. This is just a page I stenciled with a fabric cluster with a vintage button. This is pattern paper ruffle, and here's a little charm that is a bird. See if you can see it. There. I stenciled this page, some vintage lace. This is out of a calendar. I took one of Gi's designs and made a tab. It's the long one with a bird on one side and something else on the other, and I added the word dream on that side. But I took Tim Holt's little girl and her dog Lassie. No, that was Timmy. Anyway, I stuck them on there because the houses needed somebody, so they're standing in front. And I just thought the colors and the beauty of these pages, they remind you of Thomas Kincaid's photos. There's a gazebo, and I added some Tim Holt's little boy and girl that look like they're pretending to get married because we know they're not old enough. And I've got a fabric ruffle here, and I have to put something in the middle there. I've not done that, so I've got to remember. I'm gonna do that right there, guys, so I don't forget that. This side, love that little bridge over the water. I didn't put any people because they didn't fit. This is some mulberry paper, and this was a card from my sister who does Catholic art, Christian art, on her website, Carly Q, Religious Art by Carla. This was just from a paper pack. This is from Hobby Lobby. This is just a little blingy coin, and this flips open for journaling. So you've got two places there. You turn the page. This is original art by my sister Carla, and she hand carved this stamp for her tree that she loves to do, and I love it. And I decided to keep it here and open it. There's some trim, and you can journal here and here. And see the tree. Graph paper, and this is Hobby Lobby fabric cluster with a vintage button that I did. This is another fabric cluster with vintage buttons, and I made it into a pocket. And you have this I just had in my stash, butterflies. This envelope I had in my stash, and I inked it to make it look vintage. Pops out another one of these cards similar to the one in the front with the bird and the beautiful roses. You can journal on that. I love these envelopes. I got these a long time ago at Smart Art Studio, and they're pearlized, so they're really pretty. I've been hoarding them. But there's that. Here's the other side of that bag, and I just tore the back end of it as I just wanted to. I added a bunch of washi tape there, and this is off of a blouse. Some of Gi's beautiful journaling cards. Love. And this has a vine stitch with says dream. and love. Love to dream. Dream to love. You could do it either way. Do it both ways. So that goes in there, and there's room for other things. This is very old, from the 1920s, I believe, off of a card of some sort, and I just glued it there. This is from the kit, a background page, and I added some vintage lace, and this trim is from Dust Fairy, Sophia. Here's our window door again, and I put this on a glassine bag I got from MJ Ray's My Paper Journey when I ordered something from her. This is from the kit, the beautiful bird again, and I put stickles, on the flowers, and I added 2 little tags. This is just paper, scrapbook paper. I stenciled on that paper. I did not sew on those. I'm not going to have a fit about it either because I'd want to go back. Just some trims I got from MJ also. This is a fabric cluster with a vintage button that I did. Just some washi tape, just coffee dyed paper, and this is a very old vintage cloth button that I added as a dangle. You can see that. This, I used little drawers from a paper pack that I had, scrapbook paper. These are just little journaling tags that have been coffee dyed. This is vintage Wildflowers of America. And I don't remember how, it's like a calling card maybe. But anyway, that's there in that drawer. And then this drawer from Gi's kit is Dream. And this is some I had in my stash with a little tool there. This is a Edith Holden book page. This I made, and I have a tutorial on my page about using coin rolls to make a embellishment for your journal page and to hold a tag. So these are vintage buttons, vintage lace. Instead of the coin roll, I was showing people in my MeWe group how to make a coin sleeve if they don't have one. So I measured it for them and did it. And you pull out the little tiny tag. This one's a double so that you can open it and have a secret journaling spot. Or you could just do a single. But I have that tutorial on my channel as well. You can check it out. It's fun. They're fun and easy. The other side of the Edith Holden. This I had in my stash. It's a beautiful little card, and I don't remember where I got it, but I wanted to share. Music page. I folded the altered paper clip. I folded the doily. There's some roses. Here's another love from the kit. I made it into a pocket, and this image was from my friend Kathy. So royalty-free image. I added just a little bit of stickles, and he's whispering sweet nothings in her ear. This altered paper clip I got from someone and don't remember who, and it says hello. Maybe that's what he's saying to her. And it's holding that on this side. This side, I took a journaling card. This is vintage lace here. Made it into a pocket. Here's a journaling card with the clock. It's a larger one with I added a little Tim Holtz girl there. Thought she looked cute there. And that's a background page from the kit. Really pretty. It looks like a theater curtain. I had this in my stash that I got from someone, a faux stamp with bling on it, and I used it as a tab. This is a piece of vintage jewelry that I had that I used as a dangle. This side is the other part of a page in the kit. This is a tag from the kit with the key, the other side of that stamp, and I just added, this is not separate, it's on there. I added stickles and just put some washi tape as if I was holding it on there, and I made this little tag into a belly band. This is from her kit. This is part of a page, and I just stapled it with my tiny attacher and did some lace, and just added a piece of lace there, black doily, some of the paper I got from Jovi, the gold flaked. If you can see it, kind of, sort of. Coffee dyed paper. I want to know how she does that. So pretty. So that's what's all in there. And that's an extra little journaling spot. And it just wiggles right in there like that. This side is some of that trim you saw earlier. I had my stash. This is a piece of trim. This is from Hobby Lobby. And I stenciled there. This is from the kit, Dream. And I did the faux stamp for the tab on the tag. You can journal on. I don't know what that is. This is something I've hoarded. Someone made me a long time ago, and I've hung on to it and decided to share it. And then I have lace on the inside on both the front and back of this. So that, my friends, is the end of my design team journal for the month of February. And the back is like the front. It's plain. But I love this. Like I said, I will, if no one private messages me that they want this, I'll be listing it in my Etsy shop. I will have an envelope of goodies that will come with it. Some will be the pieces of the kit that I printed out and didn't use that I was going to include here, so you can add it somewhere if you can find a spot. And I hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be back soon with more fun. I'm going to be sharing with you some Dollar Tree hauls, some thrift hauls, and some giveaways. So stay tuned, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so very much for watching. Know you are loved, and I love you all. Bye-bye.